What's up? How you doing? If you've watched last time's video, you'll recognize this computer as Ronald's old computer that I have resurrected from some dead hardware. And if I talked about future plans for this computer that involved this guy. Now, let's look down here first. So I'll get us to focus, please, phone. FX8300. Which is 95 watt, which is important for this motherboard. It's required for this motherboard. 95 watts, can't have anything more. So that's why this is the highest end CPU you can have in it. And yet, because it's an OEM job, I paid 115 bucks, which is not bad. Got on Tire Direct. Look at this, look at this graphic. This must be from, that's the old Opteron logo, I think, or maybe that's just like a plain AMD logo. I think that's the Opteron logo from years past, unless they haven't changed the Opteron logo. They might not have, but yeah, that's a pretty outdated looking graphic you got there. So installing that processor was a lot of fun. We can see the old guy here, so we still need to clean the thermal paste off of it, but I don't think they gave me thermal paste with this processor years past when I built this computer for Ronald. I think that's actually glue. Because when I was doing this motherboard's first CPU swap, only stock coolers on here because I don't necessarily feel comfortable with anything more. Let's get some more light. Yeah, I don't really feel comfortable with anything more on this motherboard. I'm not going to overclock. So I flipped the tension arm and I unhooked the left and I unhooked the right and it was loose and I pulled up. And I was like, what the heck? It's not still clipped on, is it? Kept pulling, and up it came. Processor stuck to it in tow, despite the fact that the arm was actually down still. So that was really stuck on there. And when that happened, I was like, oh crap, did something happen to the motherboard? But we are actually in Windows. Everything is working beautifully. Now, the 1866 megahertz RAM I mentioned last time, the system is not posting with that set at 1866, which I guess that's a shame, but, I could put this back in there, this beautiful old XMS3 RAM that I actually used to have some of, although that's not my original sticks, but if we can figure this out. Yeah, CPU-Z, let's focus in, and AMD FX unlocked. 8300 8-core processor. We are not turboed up. And the maximum speed would be 3.3 gigahertz, but we are actually turboing up. If I can do something exciting, maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll launch CryEngine 3 or something. We were actually turboing up to 3.6 gigahertz, and while I am not comfortable really overclocking on here, if the system itself wants to do it automatically, then I have no qualms. You can see 3.6 gigahertz. So yeah, might end up doing some benchmarks on here. It's for 160 so bucks that I've put in. This is actually a very sick computer just to have as my spare for when I'm off at college and I can have a computer waiting here at home. It's a 8300 with a 580. 580 brought back from T spillage, and yeah, this is a pretty sick machine. Now, the 4 gigs of RAM might become a bottleneck in some situations, but honestly, I think I'll be fine. And DDR3, if I need to buy more RAM in the future for this computer, if I end up needing to do the DDR3, should be cheap by the time. Should be really cheap by the time I do that. So, yeah, a computer. We do have CryEngine here. I might as well start up the forest, but I'll probably, if I decide to do benchmarks for this computer, I'll probably do this, the CryEngine, and I'll compare it to my main computer over here. The monitor's blocking it, which is the most ideal position for me to sit at, but there's my 290X and my Nocturne cooler, my G-Skill RAM. But back over here, yeah, pretty nice machine. If I can actually get my mouse to be in game. Gonna one-hand this. Watched YouTube videos like this my whole life, and I've never actually had to play the game one-handed. I've always only heard people talk about it. But yeah, 53 frames, and I think what are we on? Oh, we're on very high, and this is 720p. So yes, this is a absolutely great computer for the money. Thanks for watching.